everybody to our first episode of a Wednesday in Wellness Club by elénzia. In today's episode, we have Elizabeth Court, co-founder of elénzia, and Joaquín Querol, celebrity in Spain, founder of Endor Technologies, joining us. We'll be exploring both brands' origins and the science behind Endor technology products, including the patented nanotechnology. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us. Now, take this opportunity to sit back, relax, and let's get started. So, firstly, hello, Joaquín. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Stephanie. It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me here.
Not a problem. So, first of all, I want to ask you is how and why was Endor founded?
Well, I founded Endor in 2006, so I have to recall every time someone asks me this, I have to recall those days because a lot of time passed. I remember that I'm physicist. I started my PhD in nanobiotechnology, and I saw that the research world was a little bit boring for me. I was more oriented to try to solve real problems, and that's the reason why I moved from the research to the industry. And I decided to found Endor Technologies as a biotech company that will be able to solve problems with that could be focused on very specific medical needs. And we started with oncology, which is the one of the most important problems nowadays. So moving nanotechnology to medicine brought us a lot of new opportunities and new ways to try to find solutions for unsolved problems. And this is how we started with Endor Technologies, doing basic research in oncology.
Yeah. So, what made you decide then to create the creams and the formulations that we know today?
Because our business model, there are a lot of companies in Spain that are doing the same than us. They are doing some basic research to try to treat solid tumors. But what set us apart from this kind of companies is the business model. Instead of trying to recruit a venture capital so they can give us the money to finance this research, my opinion, my personal view is that in order to have a minimum opportunity to success in a so complex problem solving, is that you have to be independent and you have to have the opportunity to fail and try again during decades. I mean, this is not a race of 1, 2, or 3 years. We are talking about 20 or 30 years. So in order to maintain your research during so many years, you have to be financially independent. And to be independent, you need to generate your own money. And we said, okay, where can we apply what we know about medical research, but we can go to market faster than in the oncological development. So cosmetics seemed to be a very closed market where we could solve as well unmet problems with the technology that we already had we already obtained from our oncological research. And that's the reason why we moved some of the research in drug delivery systems and in the cell activators that we learned in the oncological area, and we brought it to the cosmetic area.
Brilliant. And those trials are still going on today, aren't they? And is it correct that some of the profits from the Endor Technologies is funding those researchers?
All of them.
Brilliant.
We are already on the stage that the benefits that Endor is generating are big enough to finance the clinical trials. In the beginning of this year, in January, we signed an agreement with the Hospital Clínic de Barcelona to start the phase 2 of clinical trials. What it means is that our candidate to treat solid tumors is going to be tested in patients.
Brilliant.
So after 20 years, we are already there.
Oh, that's brilliant. I think, something like cancer, like I said before, is so close to so many people. So it's really good that you're supporting that and, getting far with it. So from that then, what was the first product that was formulated?
In cosmetics,
Yeah,
we started with the serum, and the bioactive cream that were they were our first, let's say, ultra basic routine. And afterwards, we complemented the cream with some more specific products like a neck cream or anti-cellulite one, or firming or eye contour. But the core of the technology was applied for the first time in the serum and the cream. I mean, this is the basics. And precisely because it's the basis, we think they are the most important products in the collection. The serum, and after a very an effective cleansing protocol, the serum and the cream are the foundations of a good skincare routine. And we started
amazing.
with them.
Amazing. Like I love all of the products, but especially,
Thank you.
the serums
Mhm.
is, it's up there. It's a very, very good formulation. So from that, you did the clinical trials as well. And can you talk about how the nanoparticles, works within the skin and how it activates that CD44?
It's a very interesting question. The interaction between ligand and receptor in when it comes to cell activation is a very complex area in medicine, and it's a mechanism of action which is widely explored in medical treatments. So we decided to identify what was the main cell receptor which is involved in skin regeneration, and it was CD44, because CD44 is the specific receptor of hyaluronic acid, which is one of the most important ingredients when it comes to skin regeneration, especially in the dermis level. So to activate CD44 receptor is extremely complex, and that was the reason because it was not being the target for cosmetics so far. The reason why it's so complex to activate is that in order to generate the specific cell signaling to activate regeneration, you need to activate a lot of CD44 receptors at the same cell at the same time. And you need low molecular weight hyaluronic acid oligomers to activate it.
Yeah.
So it's very unlikely that a, 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 a big collection of oligomers are concentrated in the same cell at the same time if you don't use a delivery system. And here is when the nanoparticle comes up. We use the gold nanoparticle as a carrier to transport hundreds of hyaluronic acid oligomers, and when one of these nanoparticles reaches the cell, is able to activate multiple CD44 receptors at the same time. And this effect is what generates the cell signaling, which at the end will lead to generate more collagen 1 and 3 and more hyaluronic acid. And this is the reason why the active ingredient generates this effect on firmness and wrinkles.
Amazing. And you've done all of these with clinical trials as well, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a culture that we import from medicine. We are committed to demonstrate all the things we say the cream uh, does. So if we say that a cream is able to regenerate the dermis, we have to demonstrate it, and the only way to demonstrate is through clinical trials. What we made is to measure dermis density with echographies. Of course, we made a lot of research measuring anti-wrinkle effect and moisturizing, but in order to present these results to the medical community, we perform as well biopsies where we marked specifically collagen, hyaluronic acid, and elastin. And I think you have some of these images which are very stunning. The difference between the collagen in the dermis area before and after the treatment. This is what set us apart the treatment from any other option that you can find in the cosmetic industry.
Yeah, 100%. And like you see the results as well, like within our clients, that we see the before and afters. If you don't activate those cells, it's such a vital part to any client's journey. So with your partnering with so then taking it into the aesthetic field and using it with devices, how did that partnership come about?
Yeah, most of the devices that are used in most of the machinery or that are used in aesthetic treatments are based on the same principle. You damage the skin in order to provoke a response from that skin. I mean, you damage the skin and the skin responses regenerating itself. And the difference between treatments is how you provoke that damage. For example, with radio frequency, you damage the skin, heating up the intracell in, intra the layers within the skin, the dermis and the epidermis. So this thermal damage uh, provokes a degeneration of the collagen, and the skin responds generating new collagen. If you use HIFU, you do the same, but with ultrasounds instead of heating. If you use laser, the same. So in that context, when you damage the skin and you are asking the skin to regenerate itself, is where our nanoparticle has a very strong effect, because the nanoparticle is able to boost that regeneration, that inner regeneration. So we found that applying the nanoparticle even before or after the treatment, the skin regenerates faster and with better efficacy. That's the
Amazing.
reason that why we started to propose the Feltens and ELGen vials to combine with radio frequency, and lasergen to combine with ablative laser therapies.
It's such like a key part. And I think because obviously we know the results of it, whenever I go into a
Yeah.
clinic and they're not using this, I'm like, well, how are you activating the cells? And
Yeah.
why are you not using it?
Sorry to interrupt. Actually, one of the most important features of our nanoparticle, in my opinion, is how fast is able to activate the cell, because you can have the same activation during weeks, and that's fantastic. For example, you can find this effect with no so efficacy, but you can find this effect with, for example, peptides, but you need weeks. But if you have finished an ablative laser treatment on a radiofrequency treatment, you don't have weeks, because you have the damage right now and here. So it's in that context where our nanoparticle becomes even more different than the other options, because it's able to regenerate the skin extremely fast. This is what have made that we are using the nanoparticle to regenerate oral mucositis, which is a side effect caused by chemotherapy. The oral mucositis, the chemotherapy damages the skin on the oral mucosa, and you don't have weeks to relieve the pain on the patient because they need a solution right now. And the nanoparticle is working extremely well in that context when you need a very fast regeneration.
Yeah, definitely. You see the results instantly. I did a
Yeah,
client the other week and we were doing the cell tents with the buttock area and we did one first of all, and after it was so smooth, it was lifted, it was plump,
yeah.
and she was like, "You can't leave me just with one. I need to go and do the other straight away." Have you got any of your success stories that you want to share with us?
Well, we have a big collection of successful stories, but if I would choose one, would be a case of a very severe case of dermatitis. I don't know if you have the photos, but it was stunning. The patient was extremely affected by their appearance, and she spent a lot of time and money in different treatments and had no results at all. And I think with 6 months using our laser gen, the results are difficult to understand,
Yeah,
and absolutely difficult to believe, because seems a completely new person.
yeah.
I think I think to me this is the most surprising successful case, because well, it's very funny when you see you see yourself cellulite, and you go out after the season and see already the effect, and you feel very happy. But when you see your face with that appearance of extremely severe dermatitis, you 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 feel so bad that you can go out from your house, and after 6 months you see that change in your face. That's very motivating.
It's really good. One thing I love about Endor Technologies is how it doesn't have one set program for, acne, rosacea, pigmentation, how laser gen or, and using the anti-aging serum together really makes those results.
I think so, and probably if we would separate the effects in different products, we would sell even more. But uh, we don't think this is an honest approach.
No.
We act on the very basis of the skin biochemistry, and we try. Sometimes we success, and sometimes not. But we always try to go to the root of the problem,
Yeah.
and try to understand how we can affect the skin to improve the general behavior. And you find that effect. Indeed, you find effects in rosacea and dermatitis and in wrinkles and in acne. But the reason is that we are trying to modify the very root, the root of the skin behavior.
You're right, you're right. And it's when you take that step back and go, what's the skin made of? Cells. Right, let's
Yeah,
make sure that those cells work optimally. And that's
yeah,
exactly what you've created. Great.
that's the point.
Yeah, yeah. So recently you've launched a brand new bioactive SPF 50,
Yeah,
which is just when I looked at the product and I saw all the ingredients, it just blew my mind. And then asked why were people not doing it already? So with it, it's
Eh,
got your UVA, UVB protector. Tell us all
yeah.
about it.
We are very proud of this product, and the point when it comes to SPF creams is that if you want a high protection, I mean 50 or more, solar filters are soluble in the lipid phase of the cream. You have the water phase and the lipid phase. So if you want to integrate a lot of filters, so you have a higher protection, you require a bigger lipid phase, so you have a lower water phase. The problem is that anti-aging ingredients are soluble in water, not in lipids. So you have a compromise. The more solar protection, the less space for anti-aging active ingredients you have. The point is, do we have an active ingredient that is effective enough to have an anti-aging effect with a so small space? Yes, the nanoparticles. So that's the reason why we have been able to combine both effects, the a 50 SPF and as well an anti-aging effect. That's the reason why we are proposing our customers not to apply the SPF cream after the treatment cream. The SPF cream is a treatment cream by itself. So you can, in the morning, you can substitute your treatment cream for the SPF cream, because at the end of the day, is as well a treatment cream. This is the most remarkable innovation from my point of view that this cream has.
Yeah, and I believe that it helps with the tyrosinase inhibitors, so it stops with the pigmentation being formed.
Yeah, we have added some ingredients to treat spots and hyperpigmentation, and we tested the efficacy with Dr. Skoda here in Spain, a very well-known expert in treating sunspots, and the results were outstanding, were very good. Yeah, fantastic.
Amazing. Now you've created that, is there anything more that you can do, anything better?
Well, as we were commenting in the previous chat, we are redesigning the. We always say that we take science from medicine and bring it to cosmetics. That's the reason why our products have different results that you are used to, and medicine is continuously evolving. So our commitment is to take that evolution and to bring it to the cosmetic market. And at the same time that the medical treatments are becoming more and more sophisticated in terms of facing biological problems, so is our approach to design our cosmetics. Now we are designing a complete new collection, and as well we want to expand our current collection with some product categories that we still don't have, like for example masks.
Yes, yeah, lovely.
And of course our developments in the mucositis treatment and solid tumor treatments.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Joaquín, for the insight to Endor and to allowing our customers to understand the backstory. As we know, elénzia are exclusive distributors of Endor technologies here in the UK.
Yeah.
Can I pass over to Elizabeth now, and you can tell us a bit about how the partnership came about?
Yeah, sure. So obviously with elénzia, we kind of founded with the idea and the mission really to focus on longevity of life and healthy aging. So being healthier for longer, nourishing longevity from both inside and outside holistically, and kind of supporting each stage of life for our customer. And we're kind of aware of many new and innovative ingredients on the market that just weren't being utilized by mass market brands. And, you know, the whole kind of concept of elénzia and our 3 brand pillars of science, efficacy, and wellness is really bringing new and innovative ingredients to life, focusing on that longevity of life and kind of healthy aging support. And looking at health concerns holistically. So, for example, with our latest launch of elénzia Querol, our blood sugar and weight management product, it's focusing on not just blood sugar, it's focusing on liver and thyroid health as well, because we know these areas need to support each other and kind of work synergistically. So, you know, building on what Joaquín was saying with Endor and treating the root cause of skin concerns, elénzia and Endor with that very much go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And the way that the partnership kind of came around, we had mutual connections in the industry. We were introduced to Joaquín, and we were just really fascinated by Endor's nanotechnology and the results from the clinical trials. And we were looking for a skincare brand for quite a while. We'd done some consumer trials with various different skincare brands. And for some of them, it's almost like the clinical trials weren't matching up to how they performed in everyday life. Whereas when you see the before and after pictures from the Endor products, we were just blown away by the results. Even now, you know, we get before and after pictures through from our clinics, from our customers, and we're still blown away to this day. So it was really seeing those before and after pictures, seeing the results firsthand, and hearing the passion from Joaquín and about the science behind the brand. You know, we couldn't not work with them.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of looking at that whole 360 approach of, you know, men and women, but, you know, I'm a woman, so I'll speak from my experience. And it's that nutrition and, you know, the outside as well meeting together that do get that full, you know, full result.
Exactly.
How do you find that they go hand in hand with the other products as well that we have within elénzia?
So when we first created elénzia, we always knew that we wanted both skin and nutrition elements to create that full kind of wellness package for customers. And we know so much about how the entire kind of health of our internal systems affect our skin. So again, it was that element of having both skincare and nutrition as part of the elénzia package. That was something that we knew that we needed and wanted to do to create that holistic wellness. And specifically Endor and elénzia nutrition go so well together, because in order to give that end customer the entire holistic wellness support, it's making sure that we're not just focusing on topical skincare alone, you know, what we're putting on top of our skin, because there could be a lot more going on under the surface. And again, as Joaquín said, you know, focusing on the root cause of skin concerns and skin problems. And you know, Endor is so incredible as a skincare support with working on that cellular level, so working beyond the epidermis, so targeting the hydration and the skin structural support. And again, you know, from launching, take elénzia Querol as an example, because it's one of the latest products that we've launched. We've really seen the synergy, particularly with this product, with Endor technology. So, for example, with clinics, a lot of them are now offering for that body contouring and kind of, you know, inch loss treatment. Their clients are going in for, you know, fat freezing or anti-cellulite treatments using the cell tent serum from Endor with radio frequency. They're then going home with the Endor Technologies firming cream as an aftercare program, and then taking elénzia Querol on top of that. And this just provides the highest quality of results-driven holistic support, both in clinic and at home.
100%, and we're really seeing those results, especially, you know, as that rise of, you know, GLP-1 is in the industry. We need, you know, we need something to support it as well. And like you said, using the firming cream that has that painted nanotechnology that really helps to build the skin while they're losing the weight and keeping that structure there.
Exactly.
That is perfect. With our Elénzia Gold treatments, we start it off by using a skin drink. Can you tell us a little bit about how that came about and how that also works with the Endor products?
Yeah, of course. So we've got our product elénzia Skin. So this is again a nutritional supplement that you add to water. And when we were creating the treatment protocols for elénzia Gold, so this is the combination of the full elénzia package, so Endor Technology skincare in clinic and at home, along with the elénzia nutrition. We really wanted to make sure that we were putting the emphasis on the consultations at the beginning of the treatment, because this is where, as all clinics are aware, you really find out not only what the goals are of your client from a skin and overall health perspective, but again, what's going on beneath the surface to really understand kind of what areas you need to treat and why. So we really wanted to add elénzia Skin as a drink during the consultation, almost to bring that awareness to the customer of skincare isn't just about what you're putting on top of the skin topically, but again, it's what's going on inside the body, and the connection between, for example, gut health and your skin, how important that is. So that's why we wanted to add that in to the elénzia Gold treatment. And the reason really why elénzia Skin kind of came around in the first place is, again, we wanted to build on that connection of Endor Technology skincare and nutrition. And I myself, I was actually diagnosed with malignant melanoma when I was only 24 years of age. So for me, sun protection is one of my kind of highest priorities, especially during the summer months, but really all year round. And we came across a particular ingredient, Neutroxin, which actually provides sun protection from ingesting it. And this is a rosemary and grapefruit polyphenol extract. So, I saw this and thought this is something that we really need to bring to market in the UK in a nutritional supplement, and something that is so important for clinics as well, to promote that sun safety all year round. Even though we live in the UK and it's not particularly sunny like it is in Spain throughout the year, it's still so important to have that sun protection all year round. And that's what is the ultimate kind of prevention from sun damage for the skin. So that's why we decided to launch elénzia Skin around that particular ingredient.
Amazing. I feel like every product that we bring out is really in there with a purpose, and especially, in with the treatments, said about skin, it even helps to treat like rosacea. And when you pair it with like the laser gen as well, the results are phenomenal. And we said before about the control, again with the firming cream as well. You can see that real partnership from us. And now, like, where can we go from here? Like, what's next in the innovation of elénzia?
Well, we've always got something up our sleeve. I think that's probably one of our biggest challenges as a brand, is that there is so much innovation going on, just in our own company, that it's kind of really making sure we're picking and choosing the right products for our customers and the right products to focus on. So the next product that we've got coming out, hot off the press, we have our supplement for gut health launching very soon. And we're actually coming to the end of a consumer trial that we have been carrying out ourselves for one of the key ingredients in the product. And the results are looking extremely promising. So this is something that I'm very excited about. Again, as I mentioned before, we're very aware as a industry, becoming more and more aware of the impact that gut health has on overall well-being, and in particular with aesthetic clinics focusing on skin health and connection between the gut and skin axis. So this is something that we're really excited about. And then also, I mean, in terms of Endor, we're really proud to announce that elénzia, on behalf of Endor, we've actually been nominated for the Safety and Beauty Diamond Awards for the Innovation in Topical Skin category. So that's something that we're really excited for this year. I'm just really honoured to be part of that industry and you know, honoured to be nominated. So yeah, that's something that we're very excited for.
We've just got so many exciting things coming, and also, you know, the results that we're all getting as well, you know, are unbelievable, unbelievable.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
so, any questions, Elizabeth, that you've got for Joaquín?
I mean, what are some of the I guess questions that you're getting from customers and clinics about the products? What are some of the most, I guess, frequently asked questions that you get directly from customers about Endor products?
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, so Joaquín, so obviously I'm face to face with clinics every day, dealing with clinical problems. And one thing that people keep on saying is again about that firming cream, and about how weight loss is massive within the industry at the moment. Can you talk us through how the firming cream works, alongside weight loss injections?
Yeah, the mechanism of action through which the firming cream makes you reduce the you reduce your weight is by avoiding the fatty acids are concentrated in the inner skin. We are not able to reach the fat that is accumulated after the muscle, but we can reduce this skin, which is reachable from for a topical treatment. So what we have seen is a very interesting and very effective synergy between our active ingredient and the fat accumulation, in the sense that, and it's quite connected with what Elizabeth was saying about treating the skin from the topical approach, and as well from the inner approach with nutraceuticals. For example, there is a very well documented mechanism of action through which a skin which is more permeable is more able to absorb the nutrients from the blood vessels, and it's going to take what blood vessels transport, whether this is good or it is not. So if you can provide nutrients, high quality nutrients, and at the same time to treat the skin in a topical way that makes the skin becomes more permeable, that nutrients will be released on the skin in a more effective way. From this point of view, the firming cream, we think, is as well exploiting the synergy between our active ingredient, which despite our active ingredient is used for multiple applications, at the end of the day, the only thing that that the nanoparticle does is to increase the collagen and hyaluronic acid and elastin at the dermis level. But this is the what as we were commenting, the root of most of the problems that affect the skin.
Yeah.
So if you increase that skin density, what you will obtain is to reduce the fat accumulations in that level of the skin, and at the same time a better integration between the skin and the blood vessels. That's the reason why, our, to our understanding, this is the reason why the firming cream is working so well when it comes to reduce fat, despite the technology was focused on increasing the dermis density.
Amazing. It is, and you really do see the results when you use it, even by itself or after, you know, with the cell tents as well during treatment.
Yeah.
Another product which we haven't really touched on, and you know, I love them all, but really love is the eye cream one. So with that one, it helps to tackle dark circles. Can you talk about that as well?
Yeah, in that case, we complemented our active ingredient with aceril, which is a peptide specifically designed. It is not ours, but it's specifically designed to treat black spots and bugs. And the same, we also try to design our creams with a very synergic effects. We know that this skin area is very sensitive, is very thin, and because it's very thin, it's more able to be dehydrated. Is more able to lose water. So by combining our active ingredient and make this area more firmness, and combining with specific peptides for bugs and black spots, this is how we have obtained a very synergetic effect, a very, with a very good results for the eye contour.
So sorry. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Well, thank you so much for everybody for joining our first Wednesday Wellness Club by elénzia. And thank you to Elizabeth and Joaquín for your insightful answers and to allow our elénzia and Endor community to understand the power behind the brand. Thank you, our audience, for joining us. If you have any questions, please feel free to email info@elénzia.com. Thank you all for joining us, and we shall see you for the next one.